Hi, my name is Ashley Watt, and this is my introduction and talking about my personal goals for the Educational Leadership Program here at Fort Hays State University. To tell you a little bit about myself, I'm actually in my first year of being the College and Career Readiness Director at Cheney High School in Cheney, Kansas. This is a completely different look than my last 9 years of education. I actually started as an agriculture educator in Oxford, Kansas, and I spent all 9 years doing that there in that small town. So this has been a struggle this year, learning the position. Oxford was really a home, but I've enjoyed knowing that I'm growing myself and helping students in another way. To tell you a little bit about my educational background, I actually spent all of my education K through 12 in Winfield schools, and I graduated Winfield in 2005. I went to Hutchinson Community College where I judged livestock for 2 years, and then I moved on to Kansas State University where I graduated in December of 2009. So that kind of gave me the interesting opportunity to be a substitute teacher for a semester, so I learned a lot there. That fall semester before I graduated, I spent as a student teacher at Clay Center High School. That's probably where I really found out interacting with students that I definitely wanted to be an ag ed teacher and pursue that, because there's some other options that you can do with that degree. But getting to know students, I really knew that I had a passion for this career. I went to Fort Hays University initially to start, and I graduated with my master's in the MIT program in December. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about professional development because I think ag educators do a great job of it, and I've spent extensive time in all of my summers working with Kansas State and Nebraska at a food science institute. I did a Delta conference, which is a really specific relearning of how to work with kids and their brains. The I3 conference is completely inquiry based, and it takes teachers from Kansas, Nebraska, and Colorado for a week to train them, and I've done that twice. And I've also done a case training, which is an intensive science curriculum that is ag based, and so I think those are really important parts of my educational background as well. Looking into my personal goals, in the next 1 to 5 years, I really want to hopefully get married and start a family is a big goal that I have. That is one reason also why I made a career change as well. I hope to continue that 6 to 10 years and beyond, and everything that comes with that, raising kids and continuing to grow that way. Within my personal goals, I also, something that's really important outside of family is to make sure that to keep my health in mind. I'm a runner, so I hope that I continue running and set goals and complete races every year. Something also important is to create a work-life balance. Because I've actually moved closer to Wichita, and I've been able to take some like evening jewelry making courses. The first day that I went, I was like, why did I do this to myself? This week is so busy. But I have enjoyed it so much, and it just reminds me every time that I leave that class, it's okay that it's 9 o'clock at night, you feel better, and you've been able to express yourself and do one of your hobbies. So I hope to continue to be able to create that work-life balance, exploring my hobbies in that way. When I think of professional goals, I really hope to stay in this job or a job like it for the next 1 to 5 years. I work with the CTE program. I am in charge of all of their online classes. I'm in charge of the IPS system here. I'm part of the KISA team. I'm still learning, but I think that it's giving me a really, a lot of education in itself, just being in this position. I kind of thought there was a really interesting principalship that came up this year across Kansas teaching jobs, and I had considered it, but I kind of backed off because I just feel like I don't have that experience yet, even though I'm working on this program. So I think 1 to 5 years in this position at least would be something I would want before I move on. I could see myself doing a principalship in a middle school or an elementary, possibly a high school, maybe if I gain more confidence. Beyond, I could see myself possibly teaching at a junior college level. I really enjoy working with that age group of students, and I worked as an ambassador when I was at college, and so admissions and stuff like that is pretty interesting to me, and just helping people find their goals. When I think about Fort Hays, I actually started a master's program at K-State in 2012, but Fort Hays is about half the cost. And I let that program go because I just couldn't keep up financially. I've had friends that went to Fort Hays, and I knew that if I wanted to move along the pay scale, I needed to do something. So I pursued the master's program, and as a part of that, I decided to go ahead and get my master's in admin because I stepped into this kind of administrative role. Um, my expectations of this program is to get to know the different aspects of what it takes to be an administrator because there are so many different things. Even thinking of it, I can't imagine. Like, it's very overwhelming to think of what administrators have to put up with. So I hope that this program gives a big overview of how to become a better leader in all of those aspects. Thank you.